Did you know that this is the oldest city in America?
And neither did we. So when we found out about this place, we and our friends Xander and Kate booked a flight to come here to show you guys what St. Augustine has to offer. And if we seem tired right now, it's because we woke up at 3 a.m., had a 5:30 flight, flew to Jacksonville, picked up our car, drove an hour to get to St. Augustine, and we spent the last couple hours walking around exploring St. George Street, seeing what it's got to offer. And now our Airbnb is finally ready, so we're gonna go check in and then hit the town some more.
So we're staying in a cute little Airbnb right in the historic district. Let me give you a little tour. So we have the living room with the TV, a little dining room table. When you come on through, we have where our friends are staying. Cute little bedroom. Then we come through again and we have the second bedroom. This is where we're staying. Then we have the bathroom. I love how this bathroom is decorated. I love this. I love the wood little like thing with the mirror. I'm obsessed with it. Anyways, we have a cute little bathroom and then a cute little kitchen. We have this ice maker, which I have up and running. A little coffee pot. And yeah, that's it. We just got back from St. George Street. There was a little chocolate shop or a candy shop there. It was called Passport Sweets. So we got a whole bunch of sweets from all over the world. This one, Scotland, chocolate with honeycomb. And I have a honeycomb piece right here. I can see it. I don't like that. Do you like it? Mm-hmm. The chocolate itself is really good.
Yeah, the chocolate's good.
The honeycomb piece just kind of threw me off.
Yeah, I don't like the hard topping.
Next, we have some literal Swedish fish. They're fish candies from Sweden. They're sour raspberry flavor. Oh, that's really good.
They're so sugary.
Like, they're really sugary, and the fruit flavor is just so much more like authentic.
Yeah. It's so sour at first, but then it's amazing.
I need someone to open this one for me. Just kidding. I'm so big and strong. This one is Icelandic, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Salted caramel, Icelandic. These are big chunks.
Ooh, that's really good.
That's so good.
That's really good chocolate.
That is so good.
Okay.
Then we said goodbye to the Sugar Monster and spent the rest of our first afternoon in St. Augustine back on St. George Street, getting a lay of the land, seeing where all the bars, restaurants, museums, and shops were. Now, there were a ton of these sword vendors, and I really wanted one, but Baylee said no, so we moved on to this house museum. This is the Peña House, built around 1750. It's one of the oldest preserved buildings in St. Augustine and is run by the Women's Exchange, a local volunteer group. It's free to visit and all donations go to help women going back to school pay for college. While we were there, a nice volunteer saw us and offered to show us around, and she gave us a super in-depth tour, and she was so sweet. From there, we went to one of St. Augustine's must-sees, the Castillo de San Marcos, a 300-year-old fort from the original Spanish colony. We watched the sunset, enjoyed the water, and then we called it a night. Good morning. It's our first full day here in St. Augustine. The weather's not exactly on our side today, but that's not going to stop us. And today we're doing something that Baylee and I absolutely love when we get to a new city, and that is Old Town Trolley. Let's go. The Old Town Trolley is a hop-on, hop-off tour. You can ride around town, hear the history, and then hop off when something sounds interesting. When a city has one, we love doing an Old Town Trolley tour on our first day. It really helps us get a lay of the land, and it's a great way to get around the city. We love experiencing different tour guides as we hop off and get back on. We get way more insight than we would with just one tour guide. We could not recommend Old Town Trolley enough. We love them so much. We just did a full lap of the Old Town Trolley tour. Shout out to Trevor, he was a great tour guide. We had a great time. Now we're here at the Fountain of Youth, or the Fountain of Juice. We're gonna get a little smoothie, and then we're gonna head back into town. I don't know if I'm getting a smoothie. I'm not getting
either.
a smoothie.
I might not, I don't know.
Oh,
Chai latte sounds really good.
What'd you get?
I got a veggie smoothie.
A veggie smoothie.
It has veggies. I don't remember what else is in it.
That was a good. We got our juice, we got our coffee, and now we are here at the St. Augustine History Museum. It's a free admission, added value thing that the Old Town Trolley offers. This museum obviously seems to focus on the history of St. Augustine, and so we're kind of just exploring while we're here, killing some time.
Yeah. He's so cute.
Oh, you're doing the top hat?
Yeah.
We're at the Lightner Museum, which when the building was originally built, it was the Alcazar Hotel. It featured Turkish baths, Russian baths, and an indoor swimming pool. The swimming pool is now a restaurant, but let me show you where it was. This whole thing was a swimming pool. They just filled it up with water and jumped on in, I guess. That's crazy. So now that the building's been taken over by the museum, it has different artifacts from the Gilded Age. So it has paintings, it has sculptures, it has different furniture pieces, and it has a really cool Tiffany stained glass exhibit.
First Old Town Trolley tour, what do we think? How do we feel?
It was
10 out of
fantastic.
10.
Yeah, it was
So
a good
fun.
time. I think it's
So
a really
fun.
good way to see everything you can do in a city.
Very good tour. It takes you kind of outside of like the main historic district too, so you get like a full scope. Like we found out about the distillery here. We saw this restaurant. We wouldn't have known about this place if not for that. So
Yeah, it was good.
10
And
out
the
of 10.
tour guides were fantastic.
From there, we took a short walk down to the St. Augustine distillery. Now, the distillery offers a bunch of different guided tour options, but we opted for the self-guided tour that also came with a tasting. Now, I'm a big whiskey fan, Baylee not so much, but luckily there were whiskey and non-whiskey options like this mule.
I'm gonna pair it with our mule mix made with fresh pressed ginger, lime, cane sugar, and just a little dash of cayenne pepper to warm it all up. Whenever you all are ready, please help yourselves. Enjoy. Careful with that full pour. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Do not be sorry. Yeah, we love it. All right, good.
That's good. That's good. Then we headed back to St. George Street to the Colonial Oak to grab a drink before walking the plank over at the Pirate and Treasure Museum. Now this place was really cool. There was a ton of interactive and immersive experiences. We even got to fire a cannon and hoist some sails. Then we shivered our timbers over to Columbia. Now I thought this was gonna be a tourist trap, but it was actually really good. Then we figured we can't be in the oldest city in America and not do a ghost tour, so we hopped on a ghost and gravestones trolley tour. Now this wasn't as spooky as we thought it was gonna be, but for little pansies like us, it was perfect. It was really theatrical, a ton of fun, and it included stops at the Potter's Wax Museum and the Old Jail. So a great way to see those places without having to pay the additional fee. What a cool way to start the morning. Admittedly, we were almost a little bit late, but luckily we made it in time. The weather this morning was really nice. It started off a little bit gloomy on the boat ride, but eventually the sun came out. Starting the morning off outside in nature was a really awesome way to start our second full day here in St. Augustine.
It was so fun. Shout out to Captain Travis. He took care of us. First, we kind of sped through the river a little bit, so we got some action out of it. And then we slowed down. He talked a little bit more about the history, the ecology, the animals in the area. He kind of gave us a run through of the alligator life and some of the other animals in the area. It was really cool. It was so fun.
Uh-oh. Nice.
Okay, so we just finished lunch at River and Fort. The restaurant's really cool. It has a good vibe to it. It has outdoor seating. We weren't able to utilize that just because it's a little rainy outside, but now that we're done with lunch, we're gonna go check out some sights. It started raining. We weren't prepared for it. We are at the Memorial Presbyterian Church, and as you can see, it's incredible. We are in a church, so I'm going to be a little bit quiet, but it was built in 1890 by Henry Flagler. It was dedicated to his daughter right after she passed away. One of the workers in here told me that this dome goes up 100 feet high. Henry Flagler attended this church, and he was actually buried here and still is buried here to this day.
Thank you. So while we were sheltering from the rain inside this hall at Flagler College, it seemed like a really good time to talk about an influential figure to St. Augustine, but we had an audio issue, so we're going to do this a little differently. Henry Flagler was a key player in shaping Florida, especially St. Augustine. After co-founding Standard Oil, he turned his attention to Florida in the 1880s, aiming to make it a major tourist spot. In St. Augustine, he built iconic hotels like the Ponce de Leon, now Flagler College, and the Alcazar, now the Lightner Museum. Flagler also developed the Florida East Coast Railway, making it easier for tourists to reach St. Augustine and beyond. His influence on the city's architecture, tourism, and growth earned him the nickname the father of modern Florida.
We dried off and we went down to Citygate, another local distillery with a free tasting. The shop was pretty cool and they had some really unique flavors, but honestly this tasting was not for us. For dinner we went to Prohibition Kitchen, where we got some appetizers and Prohibition era cocktails while we listened to a live reggae band. Then the night took a bit of a turn.
This is cool.
Good morning. Last you saw us, we were going into the Torture Museum, which we were gonna film a little bit in there, but we decided not to just because it was quite graphic. It was different than we thought it was gonna be. If you're into that sort of thing, it would have been really cool. It was a little too intense for us. Definitely not family friendly.
We still muscled through. I'm not wearing a mic, but whatever. We still muscled through. We just didn't shoot any of it because the wax figures are really graphic.
Yeah, they had demonstrations of the torture and it was intense. Now we're going to explore Anastasia, which is a little island off of St. Augustine. We're going to check out the lighthouse, Anastasia State Park, and yeah. We just got done from the lighthouse. It was so pretty up there. It was a pretty easy walk. It was about 200 steps. The steps are a little bit steep, so if you're not into that, then it's a skip, but it was a beautiful view and you could see all of St. Augustine. It was so pretty. Okay, so we had a bit of a change of plans. Our flights out of Jacksonville tonight got a little messed up. So we're flying out tomorrow, which means we have a whole nother day. So we're actually gonna drive to Savannah.